Another cold morning, but it's not too cold considering it's December the 26th. It's Boxing Day. So you think, why is such a fool coming out on a Boxing Day? Well, in this video, I'm going to get a roof on that. So, let's take you over. We had so much rain and storms. It's been horrendous. So the tarpaulin has taken a proper battering. I've had to screw it to the frame. Everything's in there. That's why I'm hand holding you, because my tripod's in there. But it's got a roof on it. That was the last video. So in this video, we're going to be taking that tarpaulin off. We're going to be putting a proper felt roof on. You think, why is this idiot doing it on Boxing Day? Well, it's because this project's been delayed for lots of reasons, but also this is the only good weather day we've got for the next week, and I've got a week off. So it's now or never. So I'm full of Christmas dinner, and I'm still full. Oh, such a big dinner last night. It was great. So in this episode, we're going to be taking that tarpaulin off. We're going to be tidying it up, and then we're hopefully going to get some felt on the roof, which is going to be a bit of a challenge because over there it's quite tight to the fence. But I'm going to start this side, do each side, side by side, go to the top. But I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. So keep tuned. And remember, like and subscribe. I'm getting a lot of people watching my videos, but not many people resubscribing. There's a ton to this. There's a huge playlist. So go and watch this. And go and watch the other ones. And watch the ones after this. So anyway, let's get on with it. We've got tons to do. And it's 9 in the morning. So plenty of time. Famous last words. See you in a minute. Tell you what, considering the storms we've had, and it was only a tarp over the bare wood. Oh, echo. Got an echo in here. Hopefully that doesn't come up on the mic. It's done not too bad. There's leaves in the corner. That corner's wet, but a bit of wet. Other than that, I think we've got off quite well. The ladder was stopping the wood pushing backwards and forwards, and it scratched the floor big time here. But it's the floor. Whoopie-doo. A bit more paint and that'll do. But the last thing I did was paint the floor second coat. And that's looking quite even now. So yeah, that'll need a bit more touch up, but so does a lot of the other paint. I can do that later on. But for having over a week in the storms, I don't see, it was last week and a bit, because it's Tuesday today, Boxing Day. That's not too bad. So the plan for today is I've got the mineral felt. I'm going to go and get my measurements. The felt goes lengthways across, and you need to do it from the bottom upwards. So I'm going to do that side first because that's where I've got more access, not by a lot. I'm going to do that side first, and then hopefully with the practice on that, it will then make the harder side, because that's right up against the fence, a little bit easier. Still need to paint the eaves. But I wanted to do that after I've got the roof on. Because then I can get to it, and the tarpaulin was in the way as is. So cool. So in this video, like all my videos, they are a little bit long-winded, but I do chapter them, so by all means skip forward to any interesting bits. I try and make the chapters as descriptive as possible, especially when I make some mistakes. Check out video 3 for constant mistakes and having to backtrack. Full doing the base. That was still doing the base. I've progressed a little bit since then, but no, we'll go through. So, but again, like I said before, like and subscribe because there's tons of this. Anyway, I'm going to go and get some coffee and some instructions, so I know my measurements. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be the length of the roof plus probably a 50-75mm overhang because it needs to fold over, and then you've got some bits of wood which I've already there and it. These ones then go on the face. I've already painted them, ready to rock and roll, because I knew I'd need them. These ones will need painting. But yeah, it's getting there. And then once the roof's done, then it'll be windows and doors, and then it'll be much more like a room. And then we've got little bits to seal in edges, etc. And then it'll be almost complete with the actual room. Then we've just got the rest of the stuff to do. So hence why this is a big long playlist. Because there's tons of stuff. Because once this is done, it's not done. I'm then going to run electrics to it. I'm then going to put lighting in here, heating, powerful bits and bobs, workbenches, and make it into a nice room. So cool. So next, instructions and coffee. always a good start for the day. So let's go on over to my little shed. Assembly guide. We're getting towards the end of this, getting excited. So I'll look at that, turn to the right page, I think. Yeah, so put the last one, we put the roof boards on. Now we're going to put the roof felt on. So what does it say? Not for shingles, we haven't got shingles, we've just got roof felt, figure B. Lots of nails, got them over there. I sorted out the big pile of nails. One bit of a bugbear with this delivery. The wood has been really good, the kit's been really, really good. But they bunged all of that, I think I've thrown the bag away now. They bunged all of the nails, screws, fixings into one great big bag. You spent more time sorting the things out than actually using them. So I did actually have to sort them out, but it's like, there's my roof fixings. But I had to go through and... petty. For the price of a few more bags when you're spending all this money on a shed. So, cool. Right then, what have we got? So, figure B. So, back to my instructions. It's got 2 sets of instructions. I've just made the mistake of reading the wrong bit. So, I went straight to cut the felt in half. I'm thinking, what? No, that's for creating a layer for the shingles to go on. This one is the full sheets. So, cool. So, external width, number of felt strips. So we've got, it's 3.5 meters, I think, for the roof. So it's going to take 5 strips of felt. So 2, and then 1 over the middle. Cool. So must overlap by 100 millimeters, the one that's understandable. So cut to the length of the roof plus 140 mil, so it's a 70 mil overhang. Cool, okay. Let's do that then. So it gives you quite good instructions. So basically it's going to be the length of the roof, which is a bit weird because that's the depth. The length is, anyway. So the length of the roof plus 140 mil, and then that'll give us our measurement for that. So cool. Let's do that then. So the measurement of my roof is 290 or 2900. So 2900 plus 140, so we've got 3040. Cool. Make a note of that because I will forget. So 290 plus 140, 3040. There we go. Written down. I forget stuff so fast. Right then, let's get a few things sorted. I've got a couple of OSB boards that I've been using. I'm going to put them on the floor and then I can use them as my cutting board. And I should have a long enough piece of edge somewhere to cut things along. Be fine. It's not like it's got to be exact measurements. I've lost my good knife. I've got a normal snippy thing, but I've got a really good one of these. And I've put it down somewhere. Anyway, cool. Next. So, I've laid out a board. I had to extend it a little bit at the end because the actual piece of felt's a bit longer. So I've got the mineral felt. It's just green mineral roofing felt. It was supplied with the shed, with the workshop. So that's cool. It's about as basic as it gets. But my idea being that once I've got this on the roof, then next summer I can maybe look at putting a metal roof on or but over the top. So adding to it. We'll see how this one performs first and then we'll get there. So measurement of the depth of my shed is 2900 and it says add 140 to the length for the overhangs on the ends, so that gives us 3040. So I've measured that out, hopefully. So 3040, yeah. So we've got 3100. Do that there. So cool. I'm going to give it a little bit extra. Well, bother marking it with a pencil, actually, it's not worth it. It's going to be a bit bendy, but there you go. Cuts pretty decently. So hopefully, if I've got it right, that'll be my measurement. If I've got it right. roll this up and try it up there. Felt's got two sides. There's a dark side and a green side because it's green. You have to be really careful with buckling this stuff. I'm going to do this side first. Should have moved this first. Let's get this up there. Cool. I will need my pokey stick. It's looking good so far. Brilliant. One down. So what I'm going to do is cut a load more because I want them to warm up with the sun on them because it's still been rolled up for a long time, and then they can flatten out and loosen up a little bit. Well, that's the plan. Because I know in the past when I've laid felt, it's cracked really easily. I could really do with a heat gun, but I haven't got one, so I won't be using one. So onwards upwards. I'm going to cut a load more. No need for you to watch that though. Boring. Catch you in a minute. So I've vaguely got them in place. They're all resting, lying in the sun, warming up a little bit because I want them a bit more flexible. It's not the warmest of days, which isn't ideal for putting felt down. You really want it quite flexible so it doesn't crack, because any cracks equal leaks. So I've got my little pins. These are a git though, because you can't hold them to it. So I've seen people push them in and then hammer them, but we'll see. I'll try them. So I'm going to stick a couple of tacks on the back to stop it moving. Then I'm going to go fully down this edge, and then that means I can get up on the roof and do the rest. The roof isn't very thick, so I'm not sure how about taking my weight. So I have got some OSB board that you've just seen me cutting out the panels on. I might put one of them up on the roof, and then I can sit on that. But then again, it might slide. I don't know. I'll make it up as I go along. But I'm going to bung a few of these in. I've got a ladder this end and a ladder that end, but as soon as I put a couple in, I'm going to move it around this side so I can actually get up and do the front edge. And as you know, I'm not the happiest with ladders. Cool. Just a couple to hold those in place. You don't need many on the back because it's going to overhang, and then that's the one that's going to have all the nails in. And then again. It says about every 100 mil. What's that, a hand's width? I'm being attacked by a bush. It's a bit of bramble as well. See the 9? There we go. This isn't going to be the prettiest, but as long as it's waterproof, I'm happy. Like I'm saying, I want to do a better roof in the summer. Got it. Look at me hammering left-handed. hate ladders, I hate ladders, 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 I don't like ladders. Right then. Oh, I hate ladders. Welcome to my roof. Just check you can see me. Cool. Welcome to my roof. This is me going to be a contortionist. So that's the first panel I've laid out. This is the second one. I've pinned it at the top, both ends. I'll stick a couple in the middle as well. But they don't need much pinning at the top because the next sheet that's over the top will have all of the nails in. So that's what I'm going to do here. So this is overlapping by 100mm going there, so I can feel it. There it is. Okay, so if I put my tacks down, then that gives us an overlap for water to run off and hopefully not creep back up. That's why you need to put nails in. So it's nail time. I've got a back pocket full of them. Now these things are a git, and I've always actually been doing it wrong, because you try and hold them, try and hit them, and then you've got you hit your fingers because they're only stubby. The roof's only 11mm, so but there's great big. I'm making sure when I sit down I'm on top of the purlins across the top, so there's no actual. But this is pretty not that heavy, and it's not that there's not that much big of a gap. I'm not going to stand up on it. But I've been doing this wrong because I've been trying to hold them, hit them, and that's it. But the wonders of YouTube, I actually watched somebody else's video. I can't remember who, but no one's actually described it properly. I just saw what they were doing. It's basically, because it's felt, is you push it in first like a thumbtack, and then you hit it. Ta-da! No fingers getting thumped. Now on the edges it was a bit of a pain because they kept popping off and I kept dropping them, especially when I was overhanging that edge because I couldn't get up on the ladder. But that's so much easier, so you can even get a few. I want them about 100mm apart. What's that, a hand's width? That's the things, but you can just get a couple in. And then you push them down. Okay, fine, it's a bit hard on your thumbs, but that's quite a bouncy roof, so. But there we go. I'm just going down a bit further. But ta-da! Easy peasy. So cool. That one's not going down properly. It's probably on top of it. There we go. Probably on top of a screw. But you can go down and just thumbtack them in. So much easier. I don't know why I've never known that before. Not that I've done a lot of felt roofing before, but I've always had problems with it ripping and going through too much because you don't hit them too hard. You want them flush, but if you go too hard, then it just rips it, and then you've got problems. So I'm going to carry on with this, go through. Let's get a time lapse going and see how many of these I can do. So where shall I put you? Anyway, catch you in a minute. Look at my wonderful expansive roof. That's it, done. Apart from being awkward because of my back bending down and haunched over, that's not too bad. Quite a lot of scuff marks because I'm dragging myself around, probably more than most people would do. But it fit. Central one, it's overlapping quite nicely. Each one coming up, plenty of nails, no bubbles, no edges. I'm very, very, very pleased with that. So next is to get off this roof without breaking my neck. Love ladders, as I've already said. And then I'm going to fold the edges over, and I've got fascia boards to go on, front and back. So that's next, and then the roof is done, apart from painting underneath the eaves, but that's a completely separate job. So I'll get on with that in a little bit. That's like a finishing touch, because you can't really spray upwards. So, and with the tarpaulin in the way, couldn't paint to it, so cool. But I'm very pleased with that. It means it's watertight. on the top. I haven't got windows and doors yet, but cool. Right then, like and subscribe if you want to see me try not to break my neck falling off a ladder. Falling off a ladder? No, climbing down a ladder. Falling off I don't want to do, so cool. But no, I'm pleased with that. So I had got enough nails. I didn't think there were enough nails in the bag, and I've probably got about 20 left. So stick to the distances they stick to, because it pretty much works out. So anyway, I'm going to climb off this roof and not break my neck, and I'll see you guys in a minute with some fascia boards. Right, done the roof, very pleased with that. Now it's the little fascias for the front. But these have been cut, they're flat on the ends, these have been cut to an angle that's that. Well, that isn't that, it's more like that. So I've got a big gap. So on the back, I put those at the end. Great. So I think what I'm going to do is put them up. But they're going to have a gap. I'm going to cut a bit. I'm going to trim a little bit this angle off because it's too much. Needs some angle, but not much. So back in a minute. I'm just going to trim the ends of these off. So I need that one. The only problem is I want to make sure I trim the right bit. That one and that one trimmed. Back in a minute. Right, so that's a bit of those cut off. So, which way is which? Make sure I've got the right one. So that's there. And this one is, yeah, here. So now, although not perfect, let's get that over there. That's a much less angle. It's got a little bit to go over it anyway. I don't want to cut too much off because it's still got to reach, but that's just trim those a little bit. So this is a bit of a two-man job. So I have my trusty little clamps. I'm just going to give myself something to lean on. Metal. So I've got a little bit of wood. Just going to put that there. There you go. Something for that to rest on. Do the same on the ends. So now I can grab that and put it up there and bring it down. Right, that's at the end. So, right, just lean it there and come to the middle. Now it says nail these on, probably because of aesthetics. But there's screws everywhere, and this might want to come off if I'm adding to the roof. So I'm screwing it on, just because I like ignoring instructions. There, there. Cool. So now that lines up a little bit better. And that covers up my edges. I'm going to trim these bits afterwards. So, that's someone's very annoying house alarm. So I have to sort of check what's behind it for screws. One. Let that go a little bit. I don't need that anymore. Well, probably will. But we will see. See, this is the annoying bit. Now I've trimmed that, it didn't actually reach. but there's going to be more screws in here, so where can I screw that? Let's screw that there. This isn't structural. Cool, only just. So now, one of these. Yes, it might have a screw visible. I'm going to paint over them. There we go. Cool. A few more in the middle ones. Let's come out again. There we go. And the last bit is you have a little bit to cover that over. So I'll go and get that. It does say pre-drill this bit, so I've just pre-drilled it. I'm going to paint these holes over because they're very wonky. Go. I'm actually going to put a little badge on this. Decoration later. There we go. Now I've got a few bits of overlap here. I'll trim them off. And then we are done with the roof. And I put my knife down somewhere. There we go. Done. So that's the roof done. A bit more painting. I've got to paint inside the eaves, paint up to the top, little bit of back, little bit of touch up the black where there were screws and things. But I'm pleased with that. So I'm going to get my paint brushes out and then do a bit of paint. But I have a roof. It'll be waterproof in here now. Well, bar the fact I've got 3 big holes in the front of it. But I think I'll probably put that sheet up against it to protect it a little bit. But that's the main of the... I can relax about the roof now. So, cool. So, grab some paint and we'll carry on. But like and subscribe. That's a roof done, felt roof on a cold day, which I'm quite pleased. Not much cracking. I messed up that corner there, but fixed it quite nicely. The rest of it went on like a dream. It is lovely and sunny today, but it is quite cold. It's 8 degrees. Not ideal really, but it's better to get a roof on. I mean, I'm doing this in winter, but better to get a roof on than rely on the tarp. The tarp did really well. I got it attached quite well, but the wind and the storms, yeah, it did its job, but it's not what it's made for, is it? So cool. So that will be watertight now. Well, hopefully. And you can tell because you could see little bits of light on the edges, and you can see nothing now. So that's great. And I say there's some bits with knots on now, and now they're just black where it's going through because you can only see the felt. So that's it. Cool. Right then, carrying on. Catch you in the next one. I've moved this ladder so many times.